It started with the cat sitting at the window every night. I thought it was just one of those quirky animal things until I checked the clock. 3:17 a.m. every single time. Then one night I heard the whistle, and she got up. Back then, I lived alone in a ground-level one-bedroom rental on the edge of a small town. Nothing fancy, just creaky floors, a decent kitchen, and most importantly, it allowed pets. I adopted a cat not long after moving in. A rescue black fur, green eyes, small but fast. She wasn't overly affectionate, but I started adjusting my routine around her. Fed her first. Turned the heat up when she shivered. She liked curling up at my feet and always came running when she heard food hit the bowl. It felt like we figured each other out. It felt good to have something alive in the apartment. The place had one large front window facing the street. I kept the blinds mostly closed, but my cat loved perching on the windowsill when the moonlight came in. She'd sit there at night, tail twitching, head tilted. I thought she was just watching shadows. At first it just seemed like a habit. But then I checked the clock. It was always 3:17 a.m. down to the minute. Every single night. I noticed it maybe 2 weeks in. I'd be up watching something or scrolling, and at exactly 3:17 a.m., my cat would leap off the couch and go sit by the window. She wouldn't meow or make a sound, just sit there, frozen. I thought it was weird, but cats are weird. Maybe a raccoon passed by. Maybe a streetlight flickered. But one night I muted the TV and listened. At 3:17 I heard it, a soft whistle. 3 short notes, almost musical, like a tune someone practiced over and over. The cat turned its head, stared directly out the window and stood, like it was responding. I pulled the blinds up fast, expecting to see someone, but the street was empty. No footsteps, no car, no movement. Just the porch light from the opposite duplex glowing dull yellow. I started staying up later trying to catch it again. Sometimes I heard the whistle, sometimes not. But my cat never missed a night. Always 3:17, then she stopped reacting to my voice. When she was at the window, it was like I wasn't there. I tried everything, clapping, tossing her favorite toy, even yanking the curtains shut. Nothing worked. She wouldn't turn her head, wouldn't blink. I could stand right behind her, call her name over and over, and it was like I was invisible. Only after 5 or 10 minutes would she blink and walk away like nothing happened. One night I opened the door fast right after the whistle. The air was cold and still, but on the doormat was a line of dry cat kibble, my brand, arranged in a perfect triangle. I set up my phone to record video facing the window overnight. The first 2 nights, nothing. The third night, the footage showed my cat already sitting at the window by 3:16. Then, at 3:17, she stood tail down, ears low. Her body moved tense like she was about to jump, but didn't. On the video, you can barely hear the whistle, but it's there. Then for 2 full minutes, she sat perfectly still, and then her head turned not to the window, but slowly toward the camera. The next morning, I found another triangle of kibble, this time inside the threshold just past the doorframe. That night, I reached to pet her while she perched by the window. She didn't hiss, but she flinched, pulled away like I was a stranger. I decided to break the pattern. The next night, I sat at the window first, put her on my lap, held her close. At 3:17, I heard it again, the same whistle, but this time she didn't move. I did. My knees moved before I meant to. I stood up, walked toward the door, hand on the knob before I caught myself, like I was dreaming myself forward. I locked everything. Deadbolt, barred the window, started sleeping with the lights on. The cat grew more distant. Wouldn't sleep near me, wouldn't eat from my hand. One night I woke up, and she wasn't in the apartment. No open windows, no broken screens. I checked the front door and froze. The lock was still turned, but the door was open. An hour later, she came back. Calm, tail up. Jumped onto the window perch like nothing happened. On her collar was a tag I hadn't put there. It read, "Try again. Don't lock it." On the back, scratched into the metal, was a crude symbol, a triangle. I stared at it for a long time. And for the first time, it occurred to me maybe it wasn't just calling the cat. Maybe it was training me too. I dug through old files on my phone, just looking for something to distract me. I found a short clip from when I'd first adopted her weeks before moving in. In the background, a digital clock reads 3:17. She's sitting on the windowsill of the rescue center. Same posture, same stillness. I moved out 2 days later. Didn't even take everything. Just packed up, left the deposit behind. I still think about her. Wonder if she stayed. If she waits by the window somewhere else now. And sometimes when I'm walking home late, I hear 3 soft whistles behind me. Not close, not loud, but just enough to make me stop. Last week I passed an apartment window on the far end of town. A black cat sat inside staring out. Next to it on the sill was a triangle of kibble. And this time the cat didn't blink. Just stared as I passed. Like it knew me. Or remembered who I used to be. Or maybe it wasn't her watching me at all. Maybe she was just waiting for me to answer. Now I never ignore what my cat's watching. I don't assume windows mean safety. And I don't stay where someone's trying to train my pet to leave me behind. Because if something can whistle for your animal and it listens, you're not the one it's loyal to anymore.